We're still painting children. I'm Michelle Manriquez from Drop That Brush, and I want to help people who are not artists become artists. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Now, in the description below, there will be the picture, a value sketch, and a drawing, so you can paint along with me. The reference photo was taken by Julie Bernard, and I really appreciate it. It was a great picture. And the reason why it's a wonderful picture is the values are amazing. The actual picture looks like it was a beach scene. I like to have a story with my art. It kind of helps me to feel what I'm painting. I felt that a more different scene would be more appropriate for me. You know, I have this story in my head. I don't know if you guys do that, but I do that. So here's the story. You know, it was raining, it was thunder, lightning, but everything cleared up a little bit. And so she grabbed her boots, grabbed her dog, and went to play in the puddles. You know, when we're looking at your picture, if you can come up with a story, it affects how you paint that picture. When you're doing small children in a distance, not right and close up, you will need to do very, very little. Less is more, for sure. You do not want to paint every little thing. You don't want to get eyelashes. It has to be perfect. No, just get in, get out, and don't play. Now, the reason why I was really attracted with this photo is because there is a connection for all the darks. There's darks that go up from her hair down to her boots. There's a connection that goes from her arm and down to the leash, which then it connects to the dog. And the dog has connection all the way across. Anytime you see that, when you look at a notarizer picture and it immediately pops, you see exactly what's going on, that's a good picture. If you're able to follow the values, it will almost paint itself. It's amazing. Oh yeah, I so did not do a limited palette. I was all over the place. I was just having fun. Basically, my goal was the girl to be the focus. I didn't want the dog to be the focus. So I wanted to make sure that the light, the brightest bright, the darkest dark, the most magic should come with the girl. Dog's cute. Love the dog. Very cute. But I did want you to know that that girl was the focus. So I will be a little more subtle with the colors on the dog. Let's go play. This cute little girl. You know, a lot of times we don't know how to paint people in a distance. The best advice I can give you is to make it simple. The simple it is, the more likely you won't mess up. Now, if you look over here, I've got this huge mess. And because I'm going to do a cloudy sky, I can use that. Different colors. I'm probably going to have to put some blue into it. I don't want everything to be hard. I can let the sky go here. It can go, okay, right here. I could do a little, it could just kind of add into the sky here because it's going to be dark anyway. And I think right here in her child's face, I do want just a little yellow. I'm just trying to get a very boring sky because the girl is the cute part. So my goal is not to make this perfect sky. I just want something that will say, rainy day, it's boring. Look at that, yuck. I'm gonna add a little grass, green grass on it. I'm gonna walk around some of her hair, and I'm just gonna go back and forth, trying to make sure I have a bead. Now I'm looking for where am I going to let things go in so that everything is not totally tight. I can go ahead and put color there because guess what? That's going to be dark hair anyway. So I can just add that in. But I am moving quick. I want a little bit of movement. And so I'm continuing to work myself down. Now this will actually be ins and outs, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna go back and make some more movements. I'm just making movements. I don't really care. Oh, I do have to do the back of the dog. Now, my question is, I don't wanna make sure, okay, most of this is gonna be lighter. So I'm probably gonna go darker, right? We wanna get it darker if we're gonna, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a light, because he is a white dog, right? So I'm just moving it around. Some of it I will, and I can try to already get that fur thing going. That's my goal. Come here, little fur. I don't want it to be hard either, so maybe I'm gonna soften just a little bit too. So hang on, let me see where I'm gonna soften. Always important to look at, okay, where do I need to soften? I gotta get underneath the dog. So, and I'm gonna keep that reasonably light. And I'm not sure if that is the dog or the mess, we'll see. And if I went into the dog, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna put dark there anyway. Let's grab some green. And I'm just gonna put it in the mix. We're gonna focus totally on that cute little girl. Now that's gonna be dark. So I could just take a little bit and just go straight in there. Do you see it? Right here, because this is going to be dark, right? So there's no reason why I can't just go ahead and go right across. Now I'm going to go back and forth, kind of scraping it. I don't know if you can see that, but that's all I'm doing. Nothing dramatic. And I'm going to I'll make a puddle. I don't like that hard edge. I'm just gonna, see what I'm doing? I'm just scraping it. Is this dark? Yeah, there's dark right there. So I'm just gonna throw it right here. Again, I'm trying to attach part of the sky and the grass into the dog. You don't want it to be totally separate. I attach it right here. Yeah, right here there's a dark area that I could just kind of add it right in. And you can see I'm not doing it perfect. I'm just trying to so I can outline without totally outlining. Don't you love that? And you can see that was like not, it was pretty clean and everything else has been kind of messy and I'm just kind of mixing whatever I have. And look, I've got rid of all of that wonderful stuff. Let me soften a couple areas because I don't want it to be totally hard. So let me go and let me just soften here maybe. Maybe it won't work. Let me see here. This is a great place to soften on this back end because nobody really cares about looking at it. of it's done. I love that. Let's go ahead and do a couple of, just so I can get some movement. I don't like how flat that looks. So let me grab a little color. It doesn't have to be anything good. I just want some color. Because you can see I put color elsewhere. And then I think I'm going to just kind of spray it a little bit. And whatever happens, happens. Let's see what's going on. One of the things I wanted you to note is this value are about the same. Why am I doing that? Well, I don't want it to be important. This will be the darkest dark, the lightest light. I don't want this to be important. It's just in the background. So that's all we're going to say. That's what we're saying today is little girl walking in a field with a puddle. You noticed I cleaned up. I was just using whatever I had for my last painting. It makes it easy. It's a great way to use your painting if you have a stormy sky. I can either use oranges would be good, pinks would be good. I could use reds. Those would be cute too. You know, it doesn't really matter. What I want to note is this is darker. These are light. That's really the most important thing for me at this point in time. Let's do her face first. If I totally blow it, then I got a problem right from the beginning. And there's a few areas that are totally white. In fact, I think temporarily, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that white. So I have a darker side of her face. My things that are really important is I want to make sure that I leave that white and this white. Pretty much everything else can be covered, including her hair, because I'm going to come back in and put it darker, I know, but for the moment. And I'm just getting a color. I'm missing the ear. Obviously, her hair is darker, so let's go darker. And so she's a little obnoxiously bright. Doesn't hurt anything. I like, oh, there we go, I like that better. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it at the same time. Now I'm kind of watching to see how it bleeds in too much, and then I'm gonna may have to stop it. So I'm kind of looking because I'm going down, right? I know that there's going to be a little dark right here. Okay, and then on the other side, it's a little darker. Anytime that there is a hairband or whatever, there's going to be a little line work where it's a little darker. And so I'm just gonna kind of keep that in. I like that color better that I was using, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of pull this out just a little bit. Your idea is not to do much. Do I need it darker? Yeah, I need it darker. Now is that, I think I want a little more red into it. Is it too red? Nah, I think I'm okay with that. But she's definitely darker. Okay. If I hate that. I'm gonna let it dry and see how it looks. It's a little bright, but I'm not sure that that's gonna be a problem. How would I calm that down? I can use a little green, just a little bit on the color. I want something bright and pretty. So I'm gonna go back and forth and kind of have fun colors, because reality is we can do what we want. It's our painting. Now I know that this is really dark, so I'm just gonna pop it in right now. It's not moving because I put almost no water and I went straight into chowder. Okay, add water. Hello, we have to have some water. Too many crickets, not moving. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna separate so we can see that that is her jacket. Everything's still pretty wet, so I can kind of muck around a little bit. There's these little shapes. Just gonna go back and forth between those colors. This got, on this side, it's a little darker. Can you see it? And there's a really dark shape right here. Ooh, I popped it too. Go, honey. Kind of lost her hair, so I'm going to come back through and add that back in. And it goes around her ear. And then it's really light, so let me get another color, different kind of color. Yeah, I like that. There's a little shape here that just needs to be added in. Now I don't want to get too picky. I'm gonna go this much of a brush. It's an 8. And I am literally going to do almost nothing. It's dark brown. Ta-da! We're not going to do much else. That's it. That was not hard, right? Sometimes we make things much harder than they should be, because you just need it to kind of say what you want it to say, but not to do much. Because the problem is, yep, it's real easy to get too much. Good enough. She says, girl, that's all I need to say. A couple little marks. I want the little girl to be her focus, not the dog, but the dog's awfully cute too. The reality is it's really cute. I'm going to soften this up a little bit. All right, so we're going to go with a beautiful blue, clean cobalt. And the bottom would be a little darker. Now, she had cute stockings. There's a lot of beautiful light in this little girl, and it just, to me at least, it makes it so exciting. Okay, very boring, dark. There you go. That looks pretty boring. It's like there's a little dark here and it kind of goes in and out. There could be, I could put a lot more stuff on it. I'm just not gonna. I do think though I need a very strong dark right here that shows that she's sitting up or that her foot is going up. So, okay. And I'm gonna take that shape, bring it right here. I may have to come back and do this darker. It probably isn't darker enough, but for the time being, just so I have an idea. And then it gets kind of yellow, prettier again. Okay, I like that. Now let's go with a little more red. And I'm going to kind of melt it in because I really, you know, it's not like you're going to see exactly what it is. It's just a shape. All right, let's work on the dog. All right, so the dog will probably be less important, but he has more white on him. So do I want to put a color on the dog so it has a little more boring? If I make him a little more color, she will stand out. If I do the dog with a lot of white, that may stand out more. That's not quite what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna wait because I can always go back and bring things down. But let's go ahead and do these shapes that we have right here that have to be dark. I need to show somehow that this turns, and I'm not showing it right now. And I'm going to add a little light gray pieces. And I don't really care because we're not going to really pay attention to this. That is not important at all, so that we know that this is separate and that's the end of the leg. Now this is light, this is really dark, and this goes all the way up to here. You know, dogs' hairs kind of just do what they want it to do. It's not like it's, you know, right now it's just, he's just dirty. Now it's weird. It's like his top of his feet are clean, but I'm gonna just put dark on it anyway because it just makes more sense. He's a cool dog, huh? Soften some edges. And I'm just going to soften edges. I'm not going to worry about exactly what it is. It's just, you know, hair. Now I can see this is light, but it makes no sense because his feet is there. So I purposely am going to darken that up because that just sounds weird. Now there's this shape, and you can see the shape. I'm just really just painting a shape. I'm not painting the dog. I'm painting a shape. So I'm going to get just some mixed up water, very light, kind of like there could be some grass or something. And I'm just going to melt that in a little bit. Wet, I'm going to use some green, and I've got a little of that icky green, and kind of mix it with the brown, and there'll be some little movements. And I'm going to soften some edges so you can see the puddle. It's a puddle. And I don't have to hit all of them, but if I hit some of them, that will be enough that will say to you, oh yeah, puddle. Might put a little more color in it here and there, so it's not the same color all the way through. Just a fun little exercise. Way too fun. Love that picture. I actually did it in the senior center where I also teach, and I'm going to show it to you with the ocean. I wasn't as comfortable. I'm not an ocean landscape painter. You know, if you go up to Oregon and Washington, you see people with coats and stuff all the time. When we think beach, we're thinking bikinis and stuff. So I just felt that that was a more simpler picture. But I did do it in ocean too, so you can check it out. Neither one of them are perfect, but they were fun. And you know what? That's all I want to do, is to have a good time. And I want you to have a good time. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mess up frequently, and it's okay. You probably have pictures of your grandchildren that are cute poses, or so what you want to do is you want to take these pictures, put them on Notanizer, and then see if the values are pretty good. If the values are good, it will make a huge difference. If there's connection in the dark, or on the whites, if there's connection with the whites, either one will work. That will really help you. That's probably a good picture to do. The biggest thing I want to say to you is when you're doing farther away people, it's very subtle, almost nothing. If it's a light colored skin tone, you're going to put a very light color for the eye and for the lips, and just one little mark. Boop, I'm done, and get out of there. Because what happens is the mistake, well, that wasn't what I meant to do. Scrub. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Don't do it. Just leave it. Because when you step back, it won't matter. People will say, oh, girl, look at that. Cute little boy, cute little dog. Yeah, don't stress over it because it isn't needed. But keep it very simple. One little mark, a little nose mark, a little mouth mark. That's good. You did a good job. And when you step back, you will see the whole picture. I spend a lot of my time, you guys don't see it, but what I do is I take the picture, I put it by the door, and I look. And I step back 5 feet. If it makes sense, 5 feet, I'm cool. If my values are good, then it makes sense. That's amazing. I don't have to do every single thing. I just don't have to. It's not necessary. If I've got the values correct, everything will work. Stormy sky, I just use whatever I had in my palette. Add a little blue, boom. And then I use those same colors in the dog so that there is continuity, but then I just went crazy with the little girl. I had all kinds of colors. If you want the colors I used, it doesn't matter. You could have done just in a pink coat and have put purple on the darker end of the coat. That would have worked too. So there's many ways to do this. There is no must do it this way. Always try to make sure that I do the biggest shape first. And the biggest shape was the background. And once I did it, you notice I didn't play with it. It's like almost no playing. I did it, it's done, I'm out of there. Because I didn't want you to focus there. So everything I looked for, what is my focus? And I come through and I attempt to make sure that your eye is drawn to that focus, where all the edges are kind of softer, not as important. I hope this helps you so you can paint your grandchildren. I like doing grandchildren, but I don't want to do them perfect because if they're not right, people notice. Whereas when we're a little distance between, they know that day you were there and you saw that, and it's much more relaxing. Paint with me. In the description below, there will be a drawing, a value sketch. When you're not sure what you're doing, drop that brush. You like, subscribe, and ring that bell. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.